dance and make you move, move. Make you dance, dance and make you move, move. Ibadi elulu, gong gong. Ibadi elulu, jeje.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, Mayday. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all my story and how I got involved with essential oils and how I started looking into herbal healing for myself. My search started with essential oils. Years ago I got the flu, and I had said to myself, you know, when I had that flu, it was around Christmas time, I don't never, as long as the world stand, ever want to get a flu again, okay? It was, I'm telling y'all, it was that bad, okay? I just don't, I remember saying something got to be out here that can prevent me, other than the flu shot, from getting this flu, because I can't do this, okay? So I don't want to do this again. So I started researching, and I came across oil of oregano. And oil of oregano has transformed my life. I was in New Jersey, me and John, for 2 years. And you know, New Jersey have some really bad weather, and people at his job was getting sick. And I knew if he would bring it to me. I was like, no, we need to take out oil of oregano. And I tell you, no matter how many times he would come home and say how many people were sick, how many people was out, you know, like off work or whatever, he was still there because we was taking that oil of oregano. And I got here, and I don't know why, but I guess because he started working from home, you know, I started like, you know, dropping my guard down with oil of oregano. And then last year, and doing what I normally do as far as building up my immune system. And then last year around Thanksgiving time, I went to the hospital to visit my niece, and I did not put on thieves oil or any type of essential oil to, you know, like counteract anything attaching to me and any germs. And I got this cough that was so bad that it turned into bronchitis. And then I just got sick, and because I got sick, John got sick, and we never get sick. And I was like, oh, John, you know, I even made elderberry syrup, and I was taking it, but going to the hospital, I should have just had a little bit more, you know, like, you know, prepared my immune system. So, you know, with that being said, you know, oil of oregano was the first, you know, essential oil. And I was like, well, I wonder what other oils are out here. And then I started learning about basil oil. And then, you know, from there, I went into, you know, like, you know, the herbs, you know. And I think the herbs came before that. And I don't know how I was led to the herbs. I think I was looking for some natural healing way, you know, to heal my body. And then I started echinacea was the first one. I think the first herbal that I made, the first herbal elixir that I made was the echinacea, and to build up my immune system. So I was taking all of that, okay? I never got sick. Years would go by and I never got sick. The last time I got sick, other than, you know, like sometimes you might get like, you know, like just a runny nose or something like that, you know, but, you know, a little cold. But I'm talking about like really sick from me going outside, you know, not fully dressed or something like that. You know, I would sometimes get a runny nose or something, but it wouldn't last long, you know what I'm saying? But no, echinacea, okay, you want to take that. You want to take elderberry syrup, okay? These are things that herbs that God put on the earth for our healing. And people can't tell me, you know, that, you know, did God put these herbs on the earth for us not to use them? I mean, why are they here? You know, to help us. Before God even created us, you know, he made these plants, you know, so that we can, you know, so we can eat and we can prepare ourselves. That's why a lot of people's like, you know, saying we're supposed to be, you know, vegans because that's the way God designed us. But and we started, you know, going into different meats or whatever. But I mean, you know, with that being said, the bottom line is that all of these oils and all of these herbs that God created, which, you know, come from different plants, for to heal the land. Cannabis, you know, and CBD oil. I'm telling you, you know, CBD oil, I have to order CBD oil. And so I went to the Body, Mind, and Spirit Expo to get some CBD oils because I can find some cheaper rates, but and they're local, they come in town, you can get it. But those oils, they can help you. Okay, I've noticed a difference. I'm not saying that it completely, take away what I get over the mail. The CBD oil, the strength that I can legally take through the mail. They help. I mean, I can imagine, if it was like the full strength of CBD oil, how it would, probably take maybe, majority of my medicines away, which, that's why I'm into it, because I want to heal my body, using what God, put on this green earth. And I don't think anything wrong with it. It's just like stones, okay? This is, I think it's pronounced rhodonite stone. Different stones, like your birthstone, you're drawn to it. Different stones put out energy. And I'm going to go into that. And I don't believe, for 1 second that, it's wrong when we utilize what God put on this earth in a positive way. I began making my ointments, from the herbs of the land. And, I remember my niece, baby had something. I think it was a diaper rash or something. I'm not really sure. And they put the ointment on it, and it just took it right away. No, it was a lady that had a little girl that had a rash, a diaper rash, and the medicine that the doctor was giving, her for the diaper rash wasn't going away. So my niece gave her some of the ointment that I made, and she put the ointment on the baby rash, and it went away. So when she went back, she told the doctor, she said, "Oh, I see the rash went away." She said, "It didn't go away because of the ointment that you gave me, the prescription. It went away because a friend of mine's aunt, made an ointment, and it healed it." And she was like, "Well, I want to know, can you find out with her what's in that ointment?" And I don't even remember, but I do remember that my intent when I made the ointment was that it would heal. That it would do what it is intended to do. And that's what I say, even with a stone or with herbs, whatever it is, essential oils, my love of essential oils, whatever God created on this earth, my intent that goes into it is, when I'm making the ointment, Lord, let this herb perform the way you put it on this planet to perform. I bind up any negative, spirit over it, in the name of Jesus, and that this herb will go forth, or this stone, that, I have, around my neck, will be used, for the intention that you created, not me, not saying, "Oh, I want this to do this." No, if this is what this stone is created for and you made it for, then I'm asking that you let that healing property come out of it, that energy come out of it. And that's what I have been led to do and believe. And everybody has to start their journey of waking up. And maybe you were saying this and said, "No, I don't think that that's right," but this is me, and this is my journey. I started changing my diet, and at one point I was 300 pounds, and I lost like over 70 or 80 pounds, and I'm still on that journey of weight loss. And I was just, like changing my diet key, but also it was different, like herbs that I was taking as well, and I was ingesting, that was helping me. So, and research for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. I stopped taking a lot of things that I was given prescription, and I started replacing it with what I, like if I found out that, echinacea, I can use this, or, something other herb for something, basil oil in my ear. If that's a good example. If I put basil oil on a cotton swab, I put it in my ear, and I let that, sit in my ear, at nighttime when I go to sleep, it's going to get better. And it did. And that way I didn't have to ingest, antibiotics, which after a while you take an antibiotic, your immune system going to be built up. That's why I have these bacterial strand resistant, things out now. Pathogens is out, bacteria is out, because your body has resisted. It has built up resistance for taking it for everything. So you don't want to always be taking antibiotics all the time. So if you really do need it, your body has built up this strong resistance to it. So when you seriously need it for something, it may not have it won't have an effect. So they got to go find something else that's even stronger there, and that's gonna have an impact on your body. So that's my journey. I mean, that's the reason why I started. I started drinking raw milk. Straight out from the cow, and I know people say, well, it's all the other stuff. By the time they finish doing what they're pasteurizing it, and doing everything they're supposed to do, they just stripped out all the nutrients that are needed in our bodies to help us to heal and to be healthy. Then I started my natural hair journey, because I would get a perm, but no more perms. For me, a perm would make my hair even curlier. And so, I was like, well, I like that, but at the same time, it was those chemicals and those perms would do something to you as well. So it was just like a spiral. Then I started, I'm tired of taking, ibuprofen and gabapentin, and I looked into making akuma seeds, and they do help, and I do take them from time to time, but you have to combine things, together to get the ultimate, performance of that particular herb or that essential oil, and that takes time. So it's constantly a journey, and a search for, learning more and how you can, to help your body to heal itself. Detox baths, those things like that, for me, it really helped by me having fibromyalgia, and I ache sometimes, and I take my herbs and I do what I'm supposed to do, and yes, it does help a lot, but there are days when, sometimes it's just not helping as much as I wanted to, and so then I said, well, maybe I need to detox myself, and when I do that, I do feel some type of relief. So we're living in a society where, you got chemtrails out there, you get all these different viruses, the flu, and everything else, and your body is constantly fighting. And so echinacea, oil of oregano, these are natural things that you can just use and help your body to fight off sickness and disease. And that is the study, I guess, why people are natural healers, because they want to do, they want to heal your body without you taking all this man-made medicine. And I believe that's one of the reasons why it took them so long to instill us a fight about legalizing marijuana, because they gave marijuana a bad name. Okay, and and people is in jail behind it, and now it's $1 billion industry, and it's illegal in some states. It's recreational legally in Colorado. I just was there visiting my son, and I was just sitting there in shock when he was getting gas, and it was a guy, it was a 7-Eleven, and it was a guy inside the car, and a man was sitting outside the car, and I just saw him do like this, and he just handed him the marijuana joint, and I'm looking around like, okay. And then my son was like, Mom, you're in Colorado, they do that here. And I just watched. I think I took a picture of it, and if I find it, I'm gonna insert the picture in there right now. Okay, so you saw the picture, if I put it up there, if I found it. I was just blown away. Okay, and I kept thinking about how many people are in jail, because, they sold marijuana. And to me, I mean, this is my own personal and private thought. For me, the reason why I believe that, we as a black people, got into smoking marijuana is because, first of all, we wasn't running to therapists talking about our problems and stuff, because, we was like thinking that if you do that, you're really crazy, which we're learning that's not it. So, I guess they said self-medicate. We would take, smoke marijuana to calm our nerves and help us deal, and to cope, and at the same time, open us up to different, thoughts and dreams, and help us to keep fighting. And now, okay, that's why I was in the black community, because we could afford it. We couldn't afford all this, Xanax. First of all, they weren't even giving us the Xanax, okay, or whatever, opiums back in the day and stuff like that. Some of us barely had insurance, so we used the herbs of the land. This is my opinion, that we used the herbs of the land, and now it's like, okay, because we started out doing it, not just, and I'm sure some of us did it to get high. And you know what? Some people take Xanax to get high and fall asleep before, to feel relaxed before they fall asleep. Okay, so I mean, so whatever reason people use it, that's on them. But a lot of people was using it because it helped them. It helped them with their nerves and anxiety. They didn't know. They just know that when they did it, they felt good, and they just continue to do it, which is what they now call self-medicating. Well, we were self-medicating way back in the day, and they didn't see it that way, but now they see it and realize why we was doing it, and everybody now is making money off it. Probably very few African Americans are making money in that industry, in that field, because it is so hard to get into, first of all. Okay, but with that being said, my journey is not gonna stop. I'm gonna continue my journey, and I've just now got comfortable, even though I can't even tell you the first time I made echinacea. It could have been, I don't know, 10-15 years ago. Ointments and all those things, I was doing them, but I was just like sharing it among my family because, I was ignorant. I would think that people, would think that, like I was some weirdo or something, or I was into something that wasn't of God. And then the Lord began to show me, no, that's not true. These are things that I put on my land. These are the herbs, my healing herbs I put on, this earth for you all to use. Here it is now. They got books, The Complete Medicinal Herbal. Back then, when people would, was into stuff like that, they would call them hippies and things like that. And then if you was black, for us coming from Africa, they told people that we was, voodoo, queens and kings, or, they call us like a root worker or something like that. Well, we are root workers if we're working with roots of the earth. Not roots, but herbs, but they put root in front of it, okay, because it comes from the ground, so it has a root. But this is now is changing everything. So, to me, it's an awakening, and, I've been awake for a long, long time, but I just now feeling comfortable enough, and put it this way, now just got the confirmation that I am to help and to teach. So, I hope that you will, come along with me on this journey. Please subscribe to my channel, because the next topic I'll be talking about is gemstone elixirs, and how taking just regular distilled water and putting one of the stones that God created on this earth, okay, and letting it put out the energy that the Lord created it for into water, which water is such a big part of us, and also water healing. There's books on water and how water is so important to us, that this gemstone energy will go into the water and how it can help you. And so I'm just now discovering that, and I'm going to be sharing what I have discovered from this. So tune in to the next video as I go along discovering things. I'm going to be sharing it with y'all, and I'm going to be sharing stuff that I already found out, and I just hope that it will help somebody along their journey like it helped me. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to that. Please hit subscribe and to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and may God bless you, and may heaven shine upon you. Until next time, bye.